So today we're gonna do a blind between Heaven Hill 17 and Heaven Hill 18. Let's get into it. All right, so a couple weeks ago, Brandon and I were talking about some different videos that we could do and bottles that we could compare against one another. And he was like, "You got a Heaven Hill, don't you?" I said, "Yeah, I got an 18. He said, "Well, I've got a 17. I was like, "Ooh, look at you." I tried to offer him $20 for it. He wouldn't take it. Offered him my half a bottle of 18, $100. He wouldn't take it. He's greedy. But needless to say, I've not had 17 yet, and I love 18.
I haven't had 18 for a long time. It's been several months since I've had 18. Okay. I've never blinded them. So
and these are totally blind for us today. We haven't a clue. Vanna White poured these up for us, and so we're going to get into them. So with me not having had the 17, it's been a little while since Brandon's had the 18. I've heard a lot of people talk about the 17 being that much better than the 18, and the secondary pricing kind of resembles that because the price points between the two they're light years apart. I'm a little hesitant today to try the 17 because I don't want to have to start chasing it. I'm on a chase right now for a King of Kentucky in 25, so I'm saving my pennies. I haven't saved one penny yet, but I'm gonna save some pennies.
Hey, New Year's resolution starts February 1st, not January 1st.
Right,
okay?
that's exactly right. You got to work your way into it. You
exactly.
know what I mean? I'm in this for the long haul.
Right.
You know what I mean?
There's a reason God gave us 12 months in a year, okay?
Exactly.
I mean,
by December, I'll have it.
Exactly. You still got 11 and a half months. You're good. You're good.
I'm praying that I don't like this 17 that much, because if it just knocks my socks off, then King of Kentucky may take a back seat for me.
No.
I can't do both. I mean, come on, man.
I mean, it's 2025.
It is. That
So
2024 budget's out the window. It's gone. Like,
exactly.
It's
so just
what's done is done.
Yeah. Tell your wife, hey, we got to budget a little bit more for some extracurricular activities.
I mean, it's for the viewers.
Exactly.
It's for y'all. It's for you guys. So it doesn't even count against my budget.
Right. So I mean,
I like the way you think.
I think we should get one by next month, maybe 2 months.
Okay. All right.
We can do it. We can make it happen.
All right. So we were looking at these earlier. The mash bill on these are identical.
Correct.
The year of release, there's a gap there. Am I right?
There is. The 17 has the majority of it's 19 and 20 year bourbon mixed with a little bit of 17. I think it was 28% 20 year. I think 43% of 19 year, and the rest is 17 year.
And it was released in 22.
I think so, yeah.
And this was released in 24, I believe.
Right, yeah.
So, and that's another thing that really throws me for a loop. So you start talking about bourbon. You put 99% 20-year juice in it. You put 1% 10-year juice in it. That's a 10-year bottle. You go to rum. You do just the opposite. Or you do just the same thing, but it's just the opposite. They can claim it to be the 20-year with the majority.
If there's 1% 20 year,
they count it
as 20 year.
There you go. Yeah, I got stuck on my words. You got me out of that one. But that's just wild to me that rum can do it one way, and whiskey and bourbon, we have to do it this other way.
Right.
And I guess there's some respect to that, but man, that's tough when you've got such a gap.
I think it should be the predominant age, and that's hard when you're blending 3 different years of the 17. I mean, you got 20-year juice, you got 19-year juice, then you got 17-year juice. I mean, I say you just do what the predominant age is. And I mean, but that's just my 2 cents. I'm not the, bourbon god. I don't make the rules, so
right, for sure.
It is what it is.
Heaven Hill, I hold them in high regard. I'm a huge Elijah Craig fan. I really like the Heaven Hill 18. The Heaven Hill bottled in bond, I really liked it. I let Jeff borrow my 18 not long ago. He took it home and he tried it against his bottle and bond. He said he liked the bottle and bond better. What's that, like a 6-year juice?
I think they're 7 years.
7? Okay.
And they're 100 proof, but for a 7-year bottle and bond at $50, $55,
you can't beat
it. You won't find a better bottle out there. I would be, I'd go any bottle against it. I love it.
I agree.
I do know of a store that has a store pick of a Heaven Hill bottled and bond.
For sure.
We recently visited.
I didn't even know that existed.
I didn't either until then. So I don't know if those are going to be hitting the market or not. But if they are, look out for them. But if not,
Bankhead's got that, right?
Bankhead Beverage does have
in Atlanta.
They have a store pick of it, and it's incredible. I would like to do it compared to a regular bottle, bottled and bond that's on the shelf. But I love their store picks. I haven't had a bad one there, and they're really good. But I don't think it would hold weight to a Heaven Hill 18. But that's just me personally.
Me either, for sure.
And,
but Jeff,
maybe proofy, because I hate to say that I'm, I lean towards the higher proof stuff. But as far as flavor wise,
100 to 120, it's a pretty big gap.
It is.
But I really hold Jeff's palate in high regard. So he's the one that got all this started. I used to keep a little bit of whiskey on hand. I'd have like some Jim Beam Apple or maybe some Jim Beam Fire or some Jack Daniel's Honey or something. I've had something like that in their cabinet, and I'd make old fashions and stuff. So I didn't drink whiskey a lot. And he started saying, "Hey man, you like whiskey?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Well, come by the house. I want you to try something." And then he started explaining all this stuff to me, and I'm like, "Oh my God, we're talking barrel proof, we're talking small batch, we're talking bottled and bond. What does all this crap mean, Jeff? Like, what is rye whiskey?" Like, I had no clue.
Right.
And so over time, I would go over there, and he would have a couple bottles set out, and we'd try them. Next thing you know, this neighbor's coming, that neighbor's coming, they're bringing a bottle. Next thing you know, we've got this huge group of people that sharing bottles, and it just morphed into me going crazy and wanting to learn everything I could about whiskey. So I blamed him for it, that it got started. And, I respect the fact that if that's what he likes, he can say that, that he can say, "Hey man, I like the bottle and bond over the 18s.
Right.
But I have heard many people say the 17, hands down, is a better whiskey than the 18.
There's some like William Heaven Hill stuff that I've had that is really, really close to the 17, but man, the 17 might be I'm not gonna say my favorite product they've ever put out, but it's definitely in my top 2 or 3 products they've ever produced. And it's, that's just me personally. I mean, shoot, I don't know. I might pick the 18 today. Who knows?
Well, and part of me thinks there may be something to the age, right? So, because there's a point where you just can't come back. And the Heaven Hill 20 just did not score well with anybody.
But it was a different mash bill.
Okay.
But it was also, I think it was it 100% straight corn?
I don't remember. I don't.
It was high, very, very high corn.
Okay.
Which I'm pretty sure this is like 78, maybe 80 proof. I can't remember. It tells you on the bottle. But anyway, I think it's 78% corn. The Heaven Hill 20, I think it was either 99 or 20%. 99 or 100% straight corn. Actually, I think it was 100% straight corn.
I'm about to look it up. So this 24/7, which they're both the same. We compared 78, 10 rye, 12 malted barley. So 78% corn in this one, and it was aged 7I Rickhouse Benheim, 7I third floor, and the production date was 12/27 of 2005. Distilled, bottled, Heaven Hill Distillery in Bardstown. But I do want to look that up real quick on the Heaven Hill 20.
It was either 99% or 100% straight corn, because a lot of people were comparing it to mellow corn. Just saying it was a 20-year mellow corn.
Heaven Hill Heritage Collection 20-year Kentucky straight corn whiskey features a mash bill of 80% corn, 12% malted barley, and 8% rye. This 23 release was distilled in October of 22 and aged for 20 years. October 2002, and aged for 20 years on the third floor of Rickhouse 1K. Bottled at 115 proof, it showcases the traditional Heaven Hill corn whiskey mash bill. So it is a little higher in corn for sure.
But not much.
I don't recall it scoring very well.
And have you had it?
I haven't.
I would never badmouth Heaven Hill, but to me that was one of the worst things.
Well, I think
the price,
they're all going
to
have
the worst
a miss
things
every now and then.
I had, and I was shocked they put it out, honestly. And I hate to say that, but I really was. To me, it was just not. It wasn't
representative of what they typically do.
No, absolutely not. And they're my favorite distiller out there. So, And that speaks highly because I have a pretty good collection, and it's I would say Heaven Hill's by far represented very well in my collection, but that 20-year will not be in my collection.
Well, let's get into these. You want to do the clear glass or the one with something on it? I know that's how.
Let's do didn't we do the one with something on it first? Let's do it again.
Okay, so whatever this one is, mine's got Eagle Rare on it.
Mine's got a exceptional series and looks like a.
Oh yeah, that's from Shiloh and them. That exceptional series rare characters.
Gotcha.
So Shiloh and Kevin C on TikTok did that pick. Man, it's phenomenal.
Nose is insane on this one.
It is insane.
I could just smell this all day long.
It's
Good
delicious.
night.
Oh man.
Make a candle of this, Heaven Hill.
So
If you see this video, make a candle. This
for
is
sure a big one. So dude, that's got so much depth to it, and there's so much going on. I'm getting like,
man, that's good.
Like a creme brulee. Like,
Yep, that's exactly what I was about to say. Creme brulee, toasted, burnt
Very
cinnamon.
toasted.
I mean, not burnt cinnamon, but burnt sugar, like
Yep. Burnt.
vanilla, maybe a little bit of toffee in it.
For sure. I'm not getting a whole lot of like fruit or anything.
No,
Just
Goodness
smells
gracious.
delicious. Let's palate it and see. Oh my goodness, tons of honey on the palate. Oh my God, it's just rolling with flavor. That's complex.
that's insane.
Oh my goodness gracious. And I get that creme brulee, like on the mid palate and finish. That finish is delicious.
Wow.
Man, that's just still going. Like it's
It
all the way
is.
to the back of my palate and it's just still rolling with flavor. We'll see what a second sip of that's like. Whew, that's exciting.
I can't get over the nose. I mean,
Oh
the
my
palate's phenomenal too, don't get me wrong, but
Man. Wow. So you're getting some oak there. You're getting that burnt sugar, creme brulee. On the palate, I get some like dark honeys. And I just feel like that sweetness of whatever that is just rolls on and on.
right. And I don't know if you can tell by here, but like those legs are insane. You can see a little bit there rolling down that glass, but goodness gracious. It's slow, lingering.
Man, that's something.
The viscosity, the flavor, the nose, that's
The mouthfeel, like it's
that's phenomenal.
it is. Oh.
What you thinking on that one?
I like Heaven Hill 18, and I don't recall it doing that for me.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I already know which one's which. I hate to say that.
It's just too easy for you.
I hate to be that guy, but God Almighty, that's insane.
Well,
Now, secondary, don't go jacking up the Sprites because we love it. Okay?
we're not Fred.
That's right.
We just don't need Fred to say that.
No, we do not need Fred to say that.
Okay.
But
well,
hey, we don't know for sure. So
We don't.
Let's try this
We
one
don't.
and see where we're at. So jokingly, he said a while ago, he said, hey, he was telling my girlfriend who blinded these, he said, hey, Julie, I need you to put these, I need you to put this 17 in the cabinet just from what I've been hearing about it. And he said, you can swap them if you need to. He said, I'll give you a few $100 on the way out. He goes, just don't let him hear it. And I'm like, I'm standing right here, dude. I'm standing right here.
he threatened my friendship over a Heaven Hill 17 that's half empty.
No, it's half full.
It's half empty.
It's half full. I mean, prove that it's half empty because it's clearly half full.
So, bro, I just nosed them side by side. I want your thoughts, but I know exactly what I'm thinking.
I mean, there's no comparison on the nose. It's not even. It's literally night and day.
This one's almost mute. I mean,
It's not mute. It's not mute. It's It's there. I get a like honeysuckle. It's very like subtle, like very just.
Yes, you have to get in there for it.
This one lights your nose on fire. You can almost taste it through the nose, and I hate to say that.
Yes.
Like, this is one of the best noses I have ever smelled when it comes to bourbon. This right here.
It's a lighter nose.
It's just very light.
Yes.
Very, very light.
I do not recall 18 being that way. This is at 17. You poured water in it.
I probably did, or she did. I didn't pour anything, but she probably did. It wouldn't surprise me. She's probably messing with us.
She probably is. This is JDO number 7 she put in there.
It's good, but it doesn't hold weight compared to whatever's in this glass.
It doesn't. Like, I'm way out of camera focus there, but
like, it's not even close. This is by far the winner.
Yeah, this one right here. No, yeah, that's a very good whiskey.
It is.
The glass with a label on it.
What you got, babe? 18's plain glass.
18 is the plain. So when she said 18 just then, I was like, no way.
I was too.
So 18 is the plain glass, which is what we suspected.
Yes.
I was told Heaven Hill 17 was something to be reckoned with, and
it's insane.
It is. It is 100% insane, and the price on secondary is even much more insane.
But I hate to say this, it's worth it. Versus, what are you getting the Heaven Hill 18 for? 500?
500, 500, yeah. And
this is 1100, 1200.
1200.
I mean, to me, that Heaven Hill 17 is just.
I wish we had.
It's insane.
Wish we had a King of Kentucky, which there again, totally not apples to apples, to put next to it, price to price. Because I remember the King of Kentucky really just knocking me out of my seat. But this 17 is freaking phenomenal. Like, that is absolutely. My thing is, okay, so for content creation purposes, buy several different bottles. This is the newest whatever, review it for people, let them know. But as an individual, I don't want to buy any of those other bottles anymore. And the money that I would have spent on those, I want to buy these.
Oh, absolutely.
And this thing is like, you're going on a freaking journey looking for that one piece of gold that pirate lost back in 1643 that's worth billions. Like,
well, I would compare this to a Hawaii vacation versus a Gulf Shores vacation.
Yes, by far.
You know what I mean? The money you're going to spend on a Hawaii vacation.
But the enjoyment that
but
you're going to get.
The difference is astronomical. Which one had you rather spend the money on? Had you rather spend the money on a fantastic vacation, or had you rather spend your money on an everyday vacation that everybody goes to? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To me,
that's a very good analogy.
That Heaven Hill 17 is. It's still my top 5 pours I've ever had, and it will stay there until something else beats it. I'm gonna say it's probably my top 2 or 3.
From Heaven Hill or ever?
No, ever. All pours.
All pours.
All
King
pours
of
I've ever
Kentucky
had.
included.
King Kentucky is by far my number
George T.
1.
Stagg 12.
The 2012 GTS, that's different. That's a pour you'll never get again. Like, that's just.
Yeah.
King Kentucky puts out amazing juice. Don't get me wrong. The 2012 GTS it's stupid.
Let's put this on record. Your analogy that you just spoke of between these two bottles, between Hawaii and Gulf Shores, was not discussed previously. And we've got witnesses in the room that can tell us that. Because for Heather, if she were to see this video, that's the perfect analogy that she needs to hear when I tell her I need to go buy Heaven Hill 17 tomorrow.
Sorry, Heather. I'm sorry.
We went to Hawaii in 2021.
And she wants to go back.
And it cost us a boatload of money.
Right.
We did Honolulu and Maui. We went for 10 or 12 days with 5 people, rented Jeeps on both islands. Freaking fantastic. One of the best vacations we ever had.
Right.
And so she goes to Gulf Shores 5 or 6 times a year. And
because,
she would trade that
because
in a heartbeat.
why?
It's easy and it's affordable.
Exactly. Versus the experience she had. So my whole point of that analogy was like, you can go, twice. You can buy 2 of these for the same, maybe 2.5 for the same price you can buy 1. But do what you cherish, what you enjoy, what you truly want when it hits your palate. First of all, when it hits your nose. I mean, the nose on this is
absolutely insane.
I mean, it's nuts. It's insane.
Like if this nose is a 10 out of 10, I mean, this one is like a 5.5 or 6.
Right. Well,
on the strength, on the strength of the potency of it.
I don't give anything a 10. Okay, I will give 4 bourbons I've had in my lifetime a 10 out of 10, maybe 5.
Okay.
This would be a 10. From start to finish, from nose to palate to finish, everything is a 10 out of 10. And I'm very, very hard on giving it, like I won't give a 10. Like it's just almost impossible. And I've had a lot of bourbon whiskeys in my life, and it's, this is something else.
It really is. It really is.
To be the same mash bill, just this is blended with a little bit of 20 year, oh not a little bit, but I think it was like 28% of 20 year and 44% of the 19 year and 28% of the 17 year. Just the difference in that 19 and 20 year hitting that 17, it just knocks it out of the park.
So it may not be fair, but you got a little bit left in your glass?
I do.
I'm gonna go. We'll take a quick little break.
How about this?
I'm gonna grab a GTS, and I just want us to do a touch beside it. I know that's not apples to apples. We're talking about a 15-year juice. Maybe I need some humbling there, because GTS for me is 5 out of 5. Like that's my 10.
Yeah.
I go up to a 5, and GTS is that for me. It gives me that pleasure. But this thing right here really took me.
To me, and we're not comparing apples to apples there, but to me, this is, and we can pour this against anything you want to. This is absolutely just, there's nothing out there to me that is close to it except.
All right, so we had some tech issues through this, but the whole video was to compare Heaven Hill 17 to Heaven Hill 18. We both blindly chose Heaven Hill 17, hands down. 18's good, 17 is that much better. It's phenomenal, to the point where he and I thought the camera was rolling, and it wasn't, and we paired the 17 to a George T. Stagg 23, and that was a hard battle. Even though the proofs were off, they're not apples to apples, we both kind of selected George T. Stagg over the 17. Then the more we thought about it, it's like, man, maybe the 17, because that proof of that George T. Stagg might have been muting it. That's not the comparison. The comparison was Heaven Hill 17 to 18, and that 17 blows 18 away. 18's good. Brandon said it was one of his top 3-4 pours all time, and I can see why. I mean, dude, absolutely delicious. I appreciate you bringing it over and letting us blind it.
Anytime, anytime. Like I said, comparing to vacations, you can go to Gulf Shores any day of the week. I mean, anybody can spend $1,000 on vacation, but I mean, to spend the $5,000-$6,000 on a Hawaii vacation versus Gulf Shores vacation. I mean, that's that comparison that I have to both of these. I mean, whatever your local beach is compared to Hawaii, Gulf Shores are a local beach. I mean, for sure. You got your Gulf Shores here, and you got your Hawaii here.
I think that's a great analogy.
There's no comparison to me. I mean,
and Heather, we did not discuss that ahead of time, so just know that was his analogy and not mine. But it's very relative, and I need a Hawaii too. So anybody on Patreon that wants to help me with, getting a 17 to do further reviews, I'd gladly accept that.
I mean, I don't blame you one bit. I would too.
Guys, we appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the content. Until the next time, let the whiskey and friendships flow. Cheers.
Cheers, fellas.